All right, Pierre. This is it. This is it, man. This is the final 2 episodes.
This is it.
We're at the end of Frieren, man.
We're at the end.
You know, just like the first episode, at the very least, because I know you love the show, and I know I love it too. So let's just give it one big old round of applause. What do you say?
Why not?
Round of applause.
I'll start. Yes. No, it actually deserves it. It actually deserves it. We haven't done round of applauses for any other shows we've done, which were equally fucking sick. Oh, equally, I don't know how to measure the other shit. It's all good. Tricky. They're all in their different realms. We're not measuring these things, but no, for sure. This deserves it. This was nice. You did good, man. Thoroughly enjoyed myself for all 28 episodes.
That's good.
It's not gonna lie.
It's not a lot of people. Once they watch further into the show, it's hard to, unless you just flat out don't pay attention. Like, it's hard to not see the brilliance of this show. So it's so great to see, like, especially nowadays where so many TV shows they lack heart, they lack that artistic love, and it's beautiful to see something like this rise to the top in 2024 when it did, because I was losing hope for a lot of the trajectory that storytelling was going in, like, TV shows and movies as well. So it's great to see something like this do so well. But yeah, so I guess we could just start. Episode 27, An Era of Humans. So we start off with the old man and Stark again. In the previous episode, the old man said to Stark, "You've arrived at the essence of martial arts. I have nothing left to teach you." There's various ways to interpret this, but of the ways, there's one interpretation that would have been destructive to Stark's character moving forward. And that interpretation would be that Stark has no room for growth because he's already at the pinnacle, per what this old man was saying. So what I find clever about this new interaction with the old man is that it removes that potential theory, because the old man is now saying the path of the warrior is without end, and you've taken yet another step towards mastering its secrets. So the first scene acknowledges that Stark arrived at the essence of martial arts, but then the second scene says, well, you've arrived, but don't think that that's the finish line, because there isn't one. So Stark's development, I already talked about this, it's happening in the background. So these moments, like him training with Kraft, him training with Vol, his conversations with this old man, they're incredibly short. This scene in particular is so short that it's easy to write off as a joke, partly because of Stark's facial expressions, his tone of voice, the randomness of the scene, and just the overall shortness of it all. But his journey is being detailed in a way that is so dense, yet at the same time so shallow, in a good way. Just like shallow in a good way. And since these are the final episodes, acknowledging his substantial progress with these conclusive words from the old man, and then at the same time it's under the air of a joke, I think it's a fantastic way of tying a bow on Stark's progress this whole season. And the bow was tied in a matter of 15 seconds in the intro, which was really cool. So it's a 15-second scene, but very important nonetheless. So
No, that's cool. Yeah, I do like that they give him these spots. Well, not even a spotlight. Like, his progress has such short inclusions within the story. Extremely short, but potent, right? Like you just said, being graded by, like, a sensei. Like, who's a sensei? Someone who's just assimilated the skills to teach whatever it is that they're teaching. Although we didn't see this man actively teach Stark, but this man has been giving progressive reports of where he's at. Like, I can't teach you nothing else. The road doesn't stop here. Like, we're understanding that he's learning a lot through the grades that the sensei is giving him. And it's pretty sick, actually. But they don't show us the journey. It's just a milestone that he keeps hitting. So this is why I do it when season 2 comes back. If season 2, whenever it does, I can't wait to see what they do with Stark's character. Like, although nobody's outshining nobody, even though, like we mentioned, it's been background progression. Like, it's not in your face. But I can't wait to see it blow up. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. No, we enjoy it. What else? Fern's staff broke, right? Yeah. Richter's character.
So one thing before Richter's character, there's I just want to quickly touch on Kanne and Lawine, because these two they also get a nice wrap on their dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, at the end of this season, the dominant Lawine and the more submissive Kanne, they switch roles. And it leads to a very innocent but supportive moment between the two, which is rare for them. I think the two other times we saw it was when they were sleeping together. Well, yeah, they were sleeping together.
Yeah.
And when they were doing that little training,
she had to motivate her.
Yeah, by kicking her off the cliff.
So you have a cute smile.
Yeah. And, you know, we ended off in this episode with these two with another rare moment of innocence. And it's a great way to remind everyone of the familial and possibly romantic energy that these two are radiating. So it was a nice little moment for them.
Off the chart. Yeah. She's like, I guess you can pat my head. I'm like, my girl, you know you want that. Talk about I guess you can pat my head. She forgot the cameras were rolling. She thought they were still in the sleeping bag in that forest where no one could see what's happening underneath these. I like the dynamic too. It's cute, and you can tell they don't bicker. She bickers at her. Kind of like, I'm telling you, bro. Kind of just look like she's into this kind of thing anyway. She like getting her hair pulled. Like, yeah,
that's why she got the ponytails.
That's why she got right.
Got two of them. One for both hands.
She got two of them. Oh yeah, how can you not pull her hair? Like, this is what else can Lawine do? No, I like them. They're pretty cute. I was gonna get to Richter. I like what he demonstrated in this episode because this is in the aftermath of a loss. We know Richter is someone who's very confident in his magic. Like, we've watched him explain it to the girls. Like, you can tell like this is someone who is have a strong sense of pride and knowledge of his craft, magic. He's a mage, so because of that, it's hitting him hard. Like, Denken came in. They're all talking. He's like, dude, I'm upset. Like, I'm upset right now. Like, unfortunately, some of us have to work, even if shit happened. But I'm in a very bad mood. I just lost. Like, Denken couldn't. Like, he even said some words. He even tried to get Denken to provoke him, and because like maybe fighting someone is what would probably get the best of him erupting because he's extremely angry. But Denken handled the situation very well. I told him, even left the shop with some positive words to even tell him, hey, I see me in you, like a younger version of me. I too was hard-headed and like rash and careless of elderlies and just said whatever I wanted to say. But if a man like me, a young man like the young man I was, turned out to be the imperial mage that I am today, there's hope for you too, which is really nice. He like, in that moment, those words probably are very meaningless to Richter. He's still upset. But then again, Frieren comes in later, which is another reminder. It's just he keeps getting hit with people who have advanced, who stop by either to try to cheer him up, like Denken did, or actually in dire need of fixing staff, like Frieren is. But it's just the fact that life must go on for him, and he ended up helping these people anyway. So I love the maturity within Richter's character. Like, you'd think he'd be a guy who hold a grudge extremely to a sense where he's just like, get the fuck out of my shop, I don't want to see anyone, yet he still did all these things. I really enjoyed that. That aspect was sick.
Yeah, and I'll also touch on this scene a little. So we're going around and we're giving these side characters the spotlight once more. So
yes,
we started off with Lawine and Kanne, now Denken, Richter. Yeah, so like you were already mentioning in this scene, Denken and Richter. Richter is reminding Denken of his more boisterous young self. And this scene, along with his reluctant generosity towards Frieren and how he fixed Fern's staff, it's a great way to humanize Richter even more than what they've been doing so far. Because when he was first introduced to us, he was this very callous individual. He had no qualms killing people who were, children. His dialogue was very defiant. But this moment with Denken is a great way to underscore the bond that's forming between Richter, Denken, and then also Lawine too, to an extent. I personally believe that we're making these rounds with these side characters because there has to be a time skip at some point, since we're going on a 10-year journey. And the core traits and dynamics of these side characters like Lawine, Kanne, Richter, Wirbel, Land, Wirbel, Denken, Lawine, all these characters, I think they're being set up and reinforced now so that they can be capitalized on in the future when there's the time skip. And that's a a different way to interpret the title of this episode too, which is An Era of Humans, because humans, of course, that's plural. So you could say that these individuals that we're focusing on, as well as Fern, are being foreshadowed as the keystones in that era of humans. Even though you can argue that there's a more clear-cut interpretation of the title due to what happens at the very end of the episode, because Frieren, she basically says the title verbatim in reference to Fern specifically. But at the same time, you could also say this era of humans that's being referenced in the title, we're seeing the humans that are going to make this era, which is why we're putting the spotlight on these little groups that we've encountered so far.
I like that. I still told you, right? Like, that, that's funny. It was not funny. Like, your point of view, like, makes sense. Like, I can see where you get that thesis from, that, you know, this is just, they're not plucking out, they're highlighting these human traits, the qualities from these currently side characters for a better futuristic, when they bring them back to, these are kind of like laying the seeds, making them unique. I still think, from my perspective, that they're just giving them sick-ass exits, like things to be remembered by, because also this concept of memories living on, that this show is harkened, like, deeply through Frieren, because she is that encyclopedia who's picking up all these, because she was most likely outlive these people. Like, I think it's just for her to remember these people by some of those good things they did. Like, Richter helped me out. Like, Kanne and Lawine, like, reminded me that I helped them, which made me think of Himmel, who told me, like, the smallest dent of positivity I can inflict is like a negative word, that I can, like, do for someone is, that's enough. Like, I don't know, on my end, I think those are ways to solidify them in the archives. That's her mind, her memories, by them leaving on a good note. But if they bring them back, they're all sick-ass characters anyway, so I'm here for it, regardless.
Yeah, you know, I would also lightheartedly play devil's advocate and challenge your perspective a little, because I think, you know, because we're doing 28-2 at the very end, and it was like, it'd be embarrassing if
we'll meet
we
again.
had a tearful goodbye. So it's like there's the assumption that they're gonna meet again, just by Himmel saying that, which also kind of, you know, all these goodbyes that we have experienced, they're not really goodbyes.
That is true.
A promise we're gonna meet again at some point.
Okay. That's funny. Like, to me, bro, I need to stop that's funny thing. None of this is funny. We're just analyzing shit. I thought that was specifically for Himmel, like, when we meet again. But, fuck, this is sick, man. Christian, this is what great stories do, man. This is what they fucking do. They evoke different thoughts, different opinions. Just now, this author's different motions. This author's playing with everyone, man. We love to see it. All right, Christian, let's get to your girl. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Christian.
Speaking of emotions, actually, I just want to also, because, you know, we're giving spotlights to all these like little groupings, and then Fern and Frieren, our girls, they also get a spotlight here, because I remember vividly watching this scene where Frieren is sleeping, and the crescendo of the music, the context that Fern and Frieren had a fight, yet Frieren quietly went behind Fern's back to rectify things, the goofy pose that Frieren is sleeping in, and all this being overlaid with Heiter telling Fern how few masters are better than Frieren, and then also just me, like, remembering that this was the second to last episode, so, you know, there's this vibe of conclusion that's happening. This all caused me to tear up, and I think this is the only time I teared up in the show. And it's just like how I mentioned, certain scenes caused the entire story to replay in my mind, like what happened when Frieren was fighting her replica, and how I went into, you know, how I just love thinking about the show during that little scene. This was another scene where I reflected, and so, you know, Kanne and Lawine, they had their relationship reinforced. Denken, Laufen, Richter, they had their relationship reinforced, and now our main girls, the most important ones, they're having their moment too, and it's all happening at the second to last episode, which is, it's beautiful, right? I think that's very intentional. I feel that all these conclusions are happening, all this wrapping up is happening in this episode.
Christian, that's a fucking short. That's an Instagram reel. Shit. You just took that shit full circle, Christian. You took that shit full circle in episode 27. You didn't even want to wait. You didn't even want to wait. It did. It really did. Yeah. It did. They really did do that, actually. Yeah. It's a set of coming back together. It's a set of being back on good terms or good endings for friendships, relationships, just partners. No. Christian, you bodied that shit. Fuck. Shit. How can I follow that? Just when I can't follow that, we're gonna talk to someone else that you love. Great. Just hilarious. It's the final exam. Yes. Disappointment is in the air. What the fuck is this? Serie said, what the fuck is this? Like, why do we have 12 folks? What is this? Like, this isn't some house where you can just like bring one and bring three, or just like what? No, this is supposed to be strict. This is supposed to be rigid. This was set by me to distance the regular mages from the ones that are supposed to be top tiers. What are you doing, Sensei? I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I like that.
Did you give Sensei an accent?
I know.
A Spanish accent. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Her. You know, my thoughts initially was like, this is sick, but this is still dope. How she's able to like remain unbiased to the situation, but her dislike of Frieren is what got her to this conclusion so fast. Like, yes, they all passed because of Frieren. As in Frieren's like the blame for this, which is true. They all passed because of Frieren. Frieren's the one that delivered the fatal blow, like the last one, although Fern greatly helped, although the other mages helped hold her ground by fighting the replicas. But it's just how she just got straight to that, you know? And then she says the line, Christian. I won't steal that line from you. It takes a blink to revert this blink. So go ahead, do your thing, man. Do your thing.
So Serie is the anomaly called in to handle the anomaly that is Frieren. Because Frieren skewed the outcome of the test. You hear that?
I know, because you said Serie. I understand.
Serie. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
It's a more important, better Serie. Right. Dude, I hate Serie, by the way. Quick tangent. After ChatGTP, Serie just pisses me off, dude.
What did ChatGPT do? What did it do?
It's so much smarter. Like, Serie cannot do... like, she's... Oh my god. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. Oh my god. See?
Guys, he's not usually like this.
Desperate for attention. Oh my god. She knows she's getting replaced, dude. She feels it.
She feels it. Oh, Megan Fox just dropped she didn't drop. A director wrote, and writers and producers. Yeah, those are something like that. Yeah, dude, there's been so many movies and things coming out of AI, Christian. It's insane. That's not insane. That's where this shit's leading to anyway. But before this tangent, yes.
Yeah. So back to the better Serie. So I love a lot of things about Serie. I love her design because physically she's small, but internally she's basically a giant walking among ants. So she, like Frieren, Himmel, and even Flamme, to an extent, they embody this idea that you can't judge a book by its cover. And this is an important philosophy in this world for the humans, and because it's a direct counter to the philosophy in demon society, which is to rely purely on judging a book by its cover, aka by like the mana that one produces. So I love how purely by design she opposes the essence of demons and demon society. But I also like how she's always within eyesight of a throne or a stack of books or a cape. And I love how the way she strings her words together. I love her demeanor. Like, she assumes these sitting positions that are relaxed yet confident and scholarly, and at the same time she gives off this vibe that's more innocent. Like, she crosses her legs sometimes, she hunches her back, and she's giving off like a more cuter vibe. But when we look at Serie, we are looking at a being who in this world, to our understanding, is the closest thing that we have to a goddess in the flesh. So to have a mind that's capable of recalling every spell known to man, like I'm gonna bring in my math metaphor from the previous episodes. And I know that a lot of people, they might not listen to all our episodes and they might have missed it, so I'm just gonna quickly mention the theory here so I just give context to what I'm saying. It's not gonna be long. Basically, what I said before was that during a battle you have to formulate a polynomial in your head with variables and numbers. The variables in the equation are the factors at play in the battle, like spacing between you and your opponent, the terrain, the weather, etc. The longer the calculation, the more complex the spell, and the quicker you can solve an equation, the quicker you can fire off a spell. Curses would be like looking at trigonometry or derivatives when you only know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So it's a whole nother subfield. And then the magic of the goddess is different than regular magic. So by using the analogy of math, the magic of the goddess would be like Babylonian mathematics or Roman numerals or Egyptian fractions. These are just different flavors of math used by other cultures in different eras. So these languages might be able to express things that our current maths do not, similar to how the magic of the goddess expresses things that regular magic cannot. So with that context, if a regular magician is a mathematician, in my mind, Serie is like a supercomputer. She's ChatGPT, basically. So I would imagine, and this is just me theorizing, I don't have strong proof for this, but I imagine that she is a being that can delude herself like Wirbel. She has all the capability of Frieren, even down to how she suppresses her mana, which she does so to a degree more precise than Frieren, which we saw in this scene as well. And she has all the spells one could ever hope to acquire. Even spells that cure diseases, like that's what Denken wanted for his wife that passed, which we'll get to in the next episode. Yeah. So I love her character because in my mind, she's basically a god that's condensed into a tiny body, which emphasizes the fact that at the pinnacle of the human world, inner capability reigns supreme, whereas the pinnacle of the demon world, outward capability, which is that's mana, that reigns supreme. So there's a lot going on with Serie in terms of design, in terms of philosophy, in terms of symbolism, and I just love what she represents in the show overall. She's a really cool character, and I like her a lot.
Yeah, no, she's complex too. Well, not complex. Like she's dynamic. I mean, because one, someone that can be that petty, right? Like you just dislike Frieren from the get-go. For that reason, nothing she could do or say is just it's irrelevant. Like she failed homegirl. That is what it is. Which homegirl knew was coming. At the same time, she doesn't play. She doesn't let you see her cards. And I'll elaborate more on that. When what's homeboy's name? Lernen. Said, I did detect some mana fluctuation. I believe that hers is I believe that Fern is equal to yours. Right. That's what Lernen said. She could have in that moment display everything to be like, no, you're wrong. But she stopped. She asked the other guys, did you see it? Did you see it? Just to let us, the watchers, know as they're closing the door when she leaves. Man, that boy never saw my shit anyway. This is someone who's so calculated. This is not your regular impulsive opponent. Although she can be as petty, which is very childish. So a child would like to show off if you prove them wrong, because that's very immature. They don't understand what it is like to be the bigger man or bigger woman. But for her to be this and still be that reserve, to hold a grudge, but to still have some sense of clarity. All these people have passed because of her. An anomaly requires an anomaly. For that reason, I'll be grading this. She's very complex. She's layered. I do like her character too, because this is pretty sick. It shows signs of a leader. She's able to remain a plump. She has yet to freak out. Even when I do love a plump. Yeah, even when Frieren broke the barrier, some goddesses would have been extremely upset. I built that. She's and another thing that I love. Wow, look at you just put it, dude. I'm siding with this woman now.
Okay. See the vision. You finally
this is
see
weird.
My vision.
Yeah, she recognizes talent, regardless whether you're an ally or not. Fern, this is the ultimate disrespect. I'm telling you I'm the goddess. You should come join me and be my student. And you're telling me you're gonna stick to Frieren and no one else but Frieren, someone that I just don't like. But I understand you're fucking top tier. I understand you got this shit. So for that reason, I gotta pass you. She's cool. She's cool. Because I've seen so many bad guys that are just not able to do that. To walk a fine line from truth and biasness. If she sees potential in you, whether you say something she doesn't like, side with someone she despises, it will not alter her decision to pass you. So that's it.
And while we're on the topic of Serie too, I just want to throw in one more thing. So earlier in this episode, Serie said, when she was referring to a final exam that would have killed all the candidates, she says, "Not even I wish to see such pointless deaths." So this line is interesting because when we were first introduced to Serie, she was presented as somebody who seeks battle. Those were Flam's words exactly. Mm-hmm. So this line, it adds another layer to her. personally, I think it's not that she, I like, because Flame mentioned, or the way Flame introduced Serie, set her up for this, set it up so it seems like she's just battle crazy. But I don't think that's what it is. I think as someone who sits at the pinnacle of the magic world, she's seduced by the thought that she isn't actually at the pinnacle. She's kind of addicted to the idea of
What's
potential.
Next?
Yeah, more than the thrill of the fight. But in order for that potential to flourish, it needs to be sparked by some kind of battle. Hence why she's not a mage that does well in a peaceful era like Frieren. So potential seduces her, and she wants to be in awe by someone who gets to her level or rises above her. Because it's probably, I would assume, it's lonely at the top. And humans progress a lot faster than elves, like she was talking about before with human society. Yeah. So maybe that's why she perks up at a human like Fern with exceptional potential, because it's like, oh, maybe you can show me a peak that I can't even imagine. And so she's chasing that vision. It's kind of like a spoiler for Hunter x Hunter. What Jing said at the end when Gon asked him, like, what is your goal? And then Jing was like, that which I can't see in front of me, or something like that. So I think it's like Serie has a similar goal. It's like she wants something, but she doesn't know what it looks like. But she knows that in order to see it, she needs to witness somebody whose potential is just soaring to levels that can't even be imagined, which she would see in Fern, the symbol of an era of humans.
Yeah.
That Frieren calls her. So.
Nah, she she's sick. She's sick. And of course we mentioned, right? We didn't mention where we're doing this. We haven't yet. Oh, she left Lernen fueled, unfortunately. It's almost like she prepped him for that upcoming battle with Frieren, like based on how it left off. Because, she tapped into like his manhood, I guess, publicly. To be like, this, you're a disappointment. And you're just like, you've never reached the heights that I wanted you to. Like, you are just the first person to win this competition that I set, yet you've done absolutely nothing with it. And as she's leaving, she even said, something that I doubt you ever get to fight Frieren, even if it's a battle you could win. It was just like, it's if that was her purpose, she succeeded, because he ended up challenging Fern in the next episode, of course, like thinking, this is how I need to be remembered, right? Like, I need to redeem myself in the eyes of my master, which she set up beautifully, if that was her intention, which probably was. But aside from that, we will get into the exams.
Finale.
Homegirl starts, and of course, if you don't have the caliber, she finds it and just cut you off right away. Tiny walks in, you're done.
You get a
Milana.
You get a
Yeah.
You get a
How did she? No, for next. What is next?
Sugi.
Yeah, that's next. Yeah. Sugi. It's just nah.
Gyokaku. I think that's spelled. Gyokakuda. 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 Or something like that.
Shit, Christian, that sounds accurate. We don't speak Japanese, but we're going to Japan. But
I'm trying to learn.
I completely understand, Christian. Yes, you're laser focused. People just get failed left and right. Facts. Don't stay, get out. Loifen, so cute. Sharf didn't get to say shit. Talking about like carry me and shit. Like a grown ass man asking other man to carry him. Like yeah, you deserve to fail.
He didn't do much. He was just he just followed Wirbel's orders.
Man, no, and Ede, it's like Ede out. Frieren we briefly touched up, right? Yeah, she tried everything to get under her skin. Like, you fail. All right, okay, we're not even gonna fight. No, okay. All right, what's your favorite spell? It's like, yeah, my master's, not the Field of Flowers. Bro, this is pointless. I like that, the way the writer did this. Wait, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I just we didn't get to talk about your boy Lan and the crazy bombshell that we saw when he, like, first it was he sent one clone in the room, which was followed up by another clone, only to find out that his actual body is miles away sipping some tea in his hometown. That's a crazy bombshell.
That is coming up, actually. That didn't happen yet, but since you mentioned it, yes, I'll circle back on Frieren, because that is true. Frieren's was in fragments. Technically, I'm at the end of episode 27 still, but regardless, we're doing both of them, so that is fine. Yes, Lan really. Wait, do I finish? All right, let me just finish Fern. Yeah, real quick, because Fern's leaving, right? So how the writer tied that up for her saying, "Oh, it's just a worthless spell," and then Frieren's walking away. He's like, "Well, like I can't believe someone like you got to defeat the Demon King," which she mentioned. I got help. Cool. And then it's building up again. I got help. How? I got help because I had amazing like friends, talented mages were with me. And then the writer circled back to let us know with the flashback, like that stupid spell that you just mentioned. That spell is how Himmel got to recruit me. Why? Because I met him one time when he was a little kid and showed him his way home, bro. In the flashback, Himmel said, "Because I wanted you." I'm like, bro. So like, she wept. Christian, she wept.
Yeah, Himmel. I guess he hit puberty back then. He was already,
yeah.
He was already ready to go.
He was ready to go. But yeah. That little spell of flowers like dented this man's memories to the point where he remembered me years later and recruited me for several purposes. Yeah, yeah. But one of them was yes, because I'm a freaking powerful mage. So yeah, it is what it is. I was lucky. You're right. YOLO. Kill yourself. Bye. Yeah, and Fern's powerful too, but she's so respectful. You know, like she's the goddess, and we know Fern has decorum. You know, she doesn't insult people. Like we've seen her treat little girls like she would treat kings, like she would treat guards who apologize. Like, no, you were doing your job. It is what it is. Like, yeah, she has that unlocked. So you're my master's master to make it even more like potent as to why I should not disrespect you. The person you taught me what I know. So it is what it is. I'm excusing myself. Like, yeah, Series tried everything she could to get under her skin in that interaction, but Frieren got out victorious. Like, yeah, sure, I knew I was gonna fail. It is what it is. I'm out. And Fern walk in, bro. And like I mentioned, she's able to put that aside. She noticed the mana, the fluctuation. So, Christian, she noticed that Fern noticed. Is that what happened when she said, "What is she looking at"?
Yes,
yeah.
She.
Okay.
Well, you know, I think because right before she said that, in her mind, she was like, she was replaying what Frieren told her. Like, oh, this girl is gonna impress me. She's hardly impressive.
Yeah.
And then she saw that Fern was just looking at her with these eyes. And that she probably had for a second, she put her faith in what Frieren told her and was like, wait a minute, is it possible that you're doing what I think you're doing right now? Let me confirm it. And then she's like, wait, what do you see? So I think that's like her train of thought.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she tried poaching homegirl, of course. She started salivating. She might be there's a thing. There's a in this country there's a word for everything, which I didn't know these things existed back then. There's a thing for people who are attracted to intelligence. Sapio, because I think sapio is a word for intelligence or mind. I think it's sapio. What is the Latin word for love? Because they're the two Latin word. No, sapiosexual. Sapiosexual. That's it. Yeah. Someone who's sexually, because of the sexual part. That's not Latin. Only the sapio. Sapio's intelligence. Right.
Like Homo sapien.
Yeah. Like they were like the last breed of, if you think of evolution, when started developing cognitive senses. But yes, a sapiosexual, someone who's sexually or romantically attracted to intelligence. I think Serie fell in that category. Not intelligence, but because you have to be intelligent to be a powerful mage. So yeah, you need to have shit in your brain. Fern is extremely skilled, which comes with intelligence. So yeah, the way she started salivating, that was pretty sick. But yeah, she couldn't get homegirl stood her ground.
That also would line up with, because we know that elves don't have sexual instincts, right? So if there were to be any sort of
turn on
of attraction,
yeah,
I could see it being intelligence.
Yes, except for Frieren. She tried holding it, but we saw the end scene credits. we know what Himmel did.
We saw the after credits.
Different takes. Frieren just showing up on set with her hair messed up and stuff.
We saw that.
We saw that.
Deleted scenes.
The deleted scenes. Okay. All right, yes. So, yeah, more contenders coming up. Denken comes in. Pass. Again, I like that. She's like, you're old, that's true, but you got that fight in you. You got that dog in you, Denken.
You got that dog in you.
It's like, yeah. I hear it, wearing your freaking girdle, trying to suck your stomach in. Yeah, I see it. You're trying to pose as a sugar daddy. It's like, oh, man. Ubel comes in. Ubel pass. Ooh, just because, freak recognize freak right away. What are you into? A bondage? Okay, what else? BDSM. Oh, me too. Which one? Okay, your pass. And then you mentioned Lynn. So go ahead. You can describe.
Oh, no, this is your guy, man. This is all you.
Land is man. No. Land is Vin from Entourage. The guy from Californication. I can't remember. I forgot his name. Land is all these people. Land is all of these guys. Barney Simpson's from How I Met Your Mother. Land just got an unlimited amount of Riz. It's just wild, Christian. Like, to be able to pull Ubel in the most repulsive way, because he just doesn't want her, and she just can't understand it. Even for the third exam, she sits right next to him. Like he's like, bitch, go. He's like, Daddy, no.
It's so funny how invested you are in this love.
I'm so invested in this love triangle. A Plum, the way he remains so plum when he's with Ubel, when he's with everyone, he's just Land is a trendsetter, man. We need a course on Land, like how to pull chicks by not doing anything, just do nothing. No. Again, she recognized that he's ballsy to pull this. Like you're pulling up in front of the living grimoire, the holder of all the spells, the founder of the Magic Association. You pull this stunt, bro. You brought a clone in here. Respect. And you trying to bring another clone out to be like, oh, I'm actually here? Okay. On a good day, you'd be beheaded, but respect for today. Just cause that's like borderline disrespectful. Like, what is this, bro? Like, show up to get your grade from the OG, but okay, I respect it. Ballsy. No, we like that with her. Yeah, she recognized Real, which is sick. Even with like Wirbel too. Oof. Like, what's your favorite spell? Like, magic's a 2 for killing. I don't got a favorite spell, bro. Oh man, if she salivated for Fern, she couldn't hold it. Because she is, unfortunately, like they mentioned, she is, or like, yes, Christian, obviously she is. We can see, like, from how she carries herself. But, carries herself. Christian, did you see the catwalk silhouette as she was, cat-like silhouette? That's from Punisher. The guy said that about Billy before Billy killed him. Punisher with Frank and Netflix. But anyway, yeah, like, did you see how she modeled out when Sensei put the coat on her before she told Lernen, you can't even see my fluctuations anyway? Yo, she knows what she's doing. Like, Serie knows what she's doing. But anyway,
she probably has a foot fetish too. That's all the feet shots we got.
The feet shots we got.
Wiggling them dogs, all in the camera.
They know their audience. Oh my goodness. Imagine these anime writers and authors have contributed to the rise of hentai by subconsciously dipping these things.
Root cause.
The root cause. This is not subconsciously. It's vividly. Like, they purposely met up during the inception.
We want fan service here. Oh, maybe a little bit here too.
Yeah. Oh no, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, Wirbel passed. He was like, yeah, because you're him and I'm her. And him. We don't know what Serie is. She's them. Yeah. Bro, I mentioned this again. I'll keep it the same way. Methode comes in. Talk about, I thought you were cute and small. Bro.
Agreed.
She said, man, what is it with this batch of testers? Then we hear, pass. Then the scene cut. Which means a break has been taken. Like, she pulled Methode to the side and say, you thought I was small and cute. Well, I got a spell that makes it big. It's just bro, she got limited spells for shit. Whatever she has. I don't know. Serie is Mr. Steal Your Girl and your boy. She can pull whatever she wants. Just we didn't see Methode leave after that. I've said this already. Everyone who failed walked back through the door. We didn't see Methode. We didn't see Methode after this at all. Like, we don't know what happened. We don't know where they went. And also, what's her ability to study you? So she is smart. And she's able to tell you things about yourself, because that's what Methode is. One of her talents, I guess because we didn't fully explore her. As in, she's able to do a thorough analysis on weaknesses, strength, like a SWOT analysis of any mage she sees by hugging you or looking into your eyes. So imagine she's on the bed with Serie and telling her, you're the living grimoire. You know X amount. You know spells to the infinity. Like, bro. And Serie's like, keep talking. You've read 3 billion books. Keep talking. Bro.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't know what to say to this. I don't know, man. I don't know, Christian. I don't know. Yeah. She didn't leave. That's a lock. Yeah, Serie bagged that in the morning. A guy's got to go at night, trying to hunt. Nah. She does that on broad daylight. During a test, Christian. Riz. Let's take Land out. No, we need to study Serie. Like, Land's won't work with every girl, because that's some middle school shit. Like, let me act like I don't like her. Yeah, Serie's where it's at. Shit, man, look at that. It only took the third take of us doing this episode for me to actually turn around and start liking this character.
See, man. Serie slept on.
Yeah.
Like,
no. But her intro's sick. Yeah, the build-up is sick. Like you mentioned, how they always make sure to position her either near a throne, near a cape, near a books. No, like even the surroundings. The animators are like, yes, it needs to evoke a sense of high intelligence, might, strength, royalty. Yes, yeah. Nah. She. Yeah. If she's in season 2, she will be a force to be reckoned with. Anyway, I don't know where these people. I don't read. I don't know what the manga's doing, but whatever they choose to do will be freaking sick. That's a fact. Denken's backstory, which you mentioned, right? Right. He felt powerless. He couldn't save his wife. And when you heard about that, he told us what he married into. When you heard about the Magic Association, that would be his ticket for him to be able to finally go back to the Netherlands to see the grave. Now, do you want to discuss Wirbel and Frieren's conversation?
Yes, and then one other thing I noticed before that, when Stark got kind of flustered by Denken.
He's an Imperial mage, yeah.
Yeah, and Stark apologizes for speaking so casually to him. And that's because, if you remember, Grant Kennard said that it was a crime to speak so casually to a noble. So that was a nice little callback.
That is true. That's true. Homeboy remembers.
Yeah.
At that time, he was too upset to care. He was so lucky because he was being underestimated and he was afraid. But yeah, I remember that. It's crazy shit. But yes, Wirbel, acts of kindness, memories. So, go ahead, Christian. Let us know. What did he do? Well, obviously, he helped an old lady, but yeah.
He did help an old lady, and then he struck up a conversation with Frieren. A very interesting conversation, because he brought up this idea that sometimes what truly makes a hero bloom in the hearts of common folk, sometimes it's not tales of their heroic deeds sound like they're straight out of a fantasy, or the many accolades that they acquire. Sometimes it's just a simple act of showing up in person and doing relatively unimpressive things, but things that directly touched the lives of people that are right in front of him in a way that defeating a monster in some faraway land never could. But it reminds me of a quote that I heard someone say, where a headache you have today is of higher priority to you than a disaster happening across the globe to people that you don't even know. So sometimes our localized issues often take precedence over globalized ones because it directly affects us, even though in the grand scheme of things, what's affecting us is a lot smaller than whatever's going on out there. So it's a similar thing here. And I also want to call to attention that in this episode, we get a montage of the villagers thanking Stark for the little deeds he's done. And then something similar happened in the village with the dragon, where we first met Stark. The kids loved him, the villagers loved him, because he's always just helping people out. And then in Gennard's town, when Fern was looking for Stark, everyone knew him as, oh, he was that guy who helped X. Oh, you mean the guy who helped Y. Oh, you must be talking about the guy who helped Z. So just like what Himmel was doing, directly affecting the lives of people in relatively unremarkable ways, Stark has been doing that this whole time. And then, of course, it's all happening in the background. So he's leaving an impact, one small deed at a time, and he's always shining so brightly in the background, man.
Right.
It's crazy. And they're calling attention to that here in a very subtle way. So, because I think immediately, well, it's not immediately after the scene, but we do see that happening with Stark and the villagers. So, yeah.
It is true. And the way he Wirbel ended the conversation too, as saying, you need to cherish the relationships that you make because death is not the only goodbye, something along those lines. And then he's like, oh, well, I'm sure you know about that pretty well. I don't know if those are seeds that the authors are planting. Like, I don't because Frieren didn't tell him about, I guess that's something I guess I'll wrestle with. Well, not wrestle. It's like a negative word. That's something I'll think more on in my spare time. Like, what could he possibly meant by that? Because he doesn't know her well enough to even say, I guess you know that well enough. He just know that she's lived for a long time, meaning she's had friends die. of old age, diseases, but she kept living. But I don't know what he meant by that. Death is not the only goodbye. I'm sure you know that. But yeah,
It could also be that it's just, if a friend turns into an enemy, or if you part ways in anger, to quote Eisen, there can be various ways you say goodbye. Sometimes that are more painful than death, depending on the circumstance, of course. But
Christian, you bodied that. That's another short. That's sick. It's sick. Sure, man. Yeah, you're sharp tonight. Respect it. Be sharp every night, folks. It's a joke. Yes, like I mentioned, learning, like, homeboy's furious. Wasted potential. I need to go down in history like flamme, even though it means going down. Bro, the way the writer prepped this guy up, at the same time, he backed it up. Homegirl got injured. Now, again, maybe it's because the reaction time was because this was a impromptu duel. Like he said, as the mage who killed Frieren and then shot right away. Still, she's able to peep that. But yeah, if she knew, it would have been fully blocked. But knowing or not knowing, Frieren is normally very fast. That's just to show you how strong Lernen actually is. So that really is wasted potential. Like, for you to be one of Serie's students, for you to be the first one to win this, meaning first to win this, Christian, that means you were patient zero. I'm assuming the structure wasn't as refined as it is now, with proper instructors, with proper exam proctors to monitor the participants, the candidates. As in, like, when the first of something, it's chaotic, it's rough, it's not fluid. For you to come out victorious, yeah,
it might have been even worse because he was probably just like he was directly being tested by Serie.
Yes, that's what I'm getting to. Yes, because there probably was not a structure set in place, like a chain of, like, not command, but a train of instructors. Like, hey, you will proctor exam number 1, exam number 2, as in you have time to think of the exercise you want these candidates to go through. So that's just me reading into so much how powerful this guy must have been, and to keep all that in and never use it, which is kind of sad. But it's not that. That's not what the show's about. But still, to deliver a fatal blow and the freaking touch Frieren, and of course. She's not. She's a mage of the peaceful era. Like, if this was Serie, this would have turned into a fight. Because, I mean, she's not impulsive, but you just strike first. So, bitch, it's on sight. You just hit me. But to still remain a plump. This is like the 5th time I use this word tonight. Anyway, yeah. She's not lying. I love that the author circles back. She'll remember you. How will she? Because she just told me, Frieren, I don't regret teaching any. Okay, she doesn't sound like that. Like, it's just.
She got like smoker's lung.
Yeah, she's like, although I took most of my students on a whim, I don't regret doing it, and I remember each and every one of their special moves or something. I remember them. I remember them. So Frieren would be like, yeah, she will remember you, and to point out, of course, that mages are awkward. They're not mages. Like, what did he say? What'd she say? What did girl say?
I think it was mages, like mages who only
mages
know
will
how to
only
fight.
know. Yes, because that's all they know. Fighting is your first language. That's Rudy Francisco from some poem that I don't think we ever got to do. We did do that. The heart and the fist. Yes. Like, if fighting is your first language, this is all they were meant for. This is all they were brought up. So for that reason, that's the only way they express their emotion. That's the only way pretty much it. Yes, that's the only thing they know how to do. So Frieren, calm this shit down and say, no, bro, this doesn't have to end like that. It doesn't have to get there. Why are mages who fight so awkward? Because that's the only thing they can do. Let's talk this shit out. Your master will remember you. There's no need to shed blood tonight. This is futile. We're done here. And he said after she left, yeah, you're right. We are awkward indeed. But he's wasted potential, man. I mean, that doesn't bother me to that extent because there's bigger shit going on in this anime. But it's just like what he could have been. We never saw. We probably will never see. And if we do, kudos to the author. We're here for it. But yeah, and of course the Grudge, she's Serie, as we just mentioned, is extremely mature in decision and clarity, at the same time so clouded and biased when it comes to Frieren. Frieren's not allowed to come in. She rubbed her the wrong way, so Frieren had to wait outside. Wait, I'm describing this backwards. Yeah, as she was waiting outside, that's when Lernen came in. But yeah, Fern got a spell to keep herself clean, which Frieren said, yeah, this definitely pissed Serie off, of course, because it's a lack of drive. Like, I can grant you anything. Your master said she didn't want nothing because magic is all about finding. You come in here, what do you want to keep yourself clean? Like, it's like, where are these people coming from? I'm just like,
And I think because we get one last head pat from Frieren, and then I love Frieren's like little like she does this little light laugh. I love it so much. And it's the last one we get for the season.
That's the last one we get for the season. Ooh. Okay, and then the final thing. You can do the final thing. Oh, Himmel's why the goodbyes are always quick. Jesus.
Yeah. Yep. They tie it back. They reference because when I first watched the goodbye of Sign and Kraft, and then even in this episode, Lawine and Kanne. The goodbyes are very quick. I was like, oh man, that's kind of sad how quick it was. But of course, they saved the reason for the very last moment of the very last episode, so that's how they say goodbye to us, the viewers. It's just Himmel says, I'm sure, because Frieren asked why, or someone asked why do you say such quick goodbyes, and Himmel was like, I'm sure we'll run into each other again. So tearful goodbyes aren't our style, because it'd be embarrassing when we meet again. So the quickness is a promise to meet again. And the show says goodbye to us in the same way.
Oof. There's no need to prolong it because it's just a short hiatus. Yeah, we'll see each other again. Jesus. Himmel was just too much, man. This man, bro. Yo, this man is role model. Freaking. Nah, I see what she sees in him. No, I understand. This was good. This was a very good first season. I am impatiently waiting for the second one. Oh, I don't think I was that impatient at the end of Vinland Saga season 1, actually. It's
yeah, I mean, but Vinland ended in a way that's it was so like, well, damn, now what? It wasn't even like at the end of Vinland there's a major death. Right. I don't know how to describe this. I'll have to cut that part out, too.
Cut the whole thing out. This is what it is, Christian. Yeah. I guess Vinland. It's, that is true. We didn't know where the writer could take us because it looked like the story ended. Like, what else can you do from there? And he just... Is it a he for Vinland? Because I know the Frieren's freaking ambiguous. Okay. Yes. He just took us even better route. Tapped into that slave theme. We're black. I don't know why I said that like it's like a slave theme. I'm black. That's weird. It's not supposed to come out like that. I said this should hit deeper. Right. Like fucking tapping into the ancestors. But regardless. Yeah. But no, this was great. Fern was great. Okay, Christian, do you have anything else to say?
Pierre, thank you again for
it's a hard life.
Trusting my recommendation. It's nice to one of the cool things about doing this podcast is I get to capture a little bit of the excitement that I felt because that's something that I wrestled with when I would watch shows that were so amazing. It's like I need some way to show my appreciation here. I need. Do you want money? Like, what do you offer me? And Frieren, I think that's kind of my thinking as we were doing this. It's like I want to try my best to capture the thoughts that went through my head because my appreciation for it was so deep, and I'm sure I didn't there are definitely places that could have done a better job of that, but whatever little we could contribute to the hype of Frieren, I'm glad we could do. And also anyone who was kind enough to listen to even a second of these episodes, anyone who was kind enough to leave a comment. I know some of the shorts that were up on Instagram, I know a lot of them got some nice attention there, and it's nice to see Frieren get so much love. Like, of course, like the some of the shorts that blew up, they didn't blow up because of like us, right? They blew up because what's happening in the story is so amazing. So it's just nice to be like what's the word? You use this word in the other episodes, but I forget. Like a conduit. Yeah, it's nice to be like a conduit of hype for Frieren.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I do use conduit a lot. So right, like what Christian just said. Yeah, we don't normally do this because when we started this podcast, right? Unfortunately, there's a bunch of breakdowns that people will never get to hear. Right? This was because they were phone calls. Like I would call for Christian when I'd get home from the gym. I'd watch like 2 to 3 episodes of Hunter x Hunter, and we'd just talk about that. So we have maintained this same format. Like this is a call. This is why this is audio. It works for us. You know, it's very familiar because we've been doing this for movies we've dissected over the phone, and you know, and B, I guess it alleviates some like the pressure. This is normal because we've done this like minus in front of a mic, but through a phone. But like what he just did, it's important, especially for the recognition we've gotten from some people. Recognition, no, like in the not praise, not gods, as in it felt nice. If we want to just break that fourth wall and actually look at this as like a channel and the love it has gotten because of Frieren, it was really, really nice. There are some channels. I have 2 channels here that Jesus, okay, 2 from YouTube that we definitely got to mention. So this is Frieren still. Our first ever episode on YouTube. There's this channel, this person, the account at rustgrime9897, who left like a beautiful comment, like discussing out the dynamic between Christian and I. Was sick, how I'm just garbage and I'm out here just saying all kind of shit, and Christian's just this smooth guy in the background. It is what it is, Christian. Yes, it's a hard life. And then we got another account at Karn9792 who left several comments on a ton of the Frieren episodes, which means that he or she actually practiced patience and resilience to sit through me, which is hard to do. Christian is fine. Anyone can listen to Christian. It's just, so that resilience alone is just, thank you for that. It's I don't know how you did it. Sorry for the things Pierre said, because he says all kind of crazy shit. But yes, we felt the love there. It was very nice. And to switch over to IG, 2 accounts again. This is _._Sperber_. This guy's been like, he's a guy, because I see from the picture's a guy. Actually, we don't know. The picture's a picture of a guy. So this person has been, yes, like comments have been nice, like telling us, guys, your shorts are sick, keep going, that's dope. And then of course, the first person from Instagram account, it's _the_squiddle_who. I think he's a guy too. That's a picture of Stark. This person shared most of our reels from the beginning, reached out to us personally, asked Christian for some books. It was nice to see this little channel that we have, how many people it was able to reach through Frieren, and it's pretty cool. We appreciate that. We don't take it for granted. Unfortunately, this journey ends, but more anime is going to be coming, of course. These are all Christian's animes, so whichever next one we'll do will be his again, because Pierre doesn't really do much here. He's just the diversity hire. But yeah.
Well, I mean, Trump kind of shut that down, so I got some bad news for you, Pierre. We're gonna have to talk.
It's a hard life. No, but yeah, this was great. Frieren was great. Loved it. And yeah, if we were able to get actually some people who are not only fans of anime but fans of thought-provoking stories, regardless of poems, books, movies, and want to latch onto this train as we're fucking navigating through these different stops, you're welcome. And if Frieren was the only thing you were here to stop by to listen to, I hope we did a good job, and we will be moving. But thank you everyone for the love. It was felt. Alright, Christian, I'm done. I have nothing else to say. I might start crying.
Yes. Yeah, one last time, heartfelt thank you to everybody who listened. We appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. I'm going to sleep. And when he says this, he actually goes to sleep. I am actually going to sleep. It's night. Anyway, all right, Christian, we're out.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.